Sir, we will start in another 2 minutes. Good morning,
Sure,
sir.
ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Shall we start, sir?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Nitya ma'am, kindly proceed.
Okay, ma'am. A beautiful morning to everyone present online. Welcome to ACT sponsored online STTP Series 2 Day 5 Session 1 on Solidity Language for Ethereum, deploying Solidity Smart Contract in Ethereum blockchain. I feel extremely honored to introduce our resource person, Mr. T. Ramkumar, blockchain developer and trainer. He has played a critical role in developing many DApps and POCs in public and private blockchain technologies. He has very good exposure in Hyperledger Fabric. He has 15 plus years of IT and teaching experience, presently working as the project manager at Aditi Software Hyderabad. And he is extremely passionate about blockchain technology and love training people. He conducted many workshops at various colleges in and around Hyderabad, for which he got excellent feedback. He had conducted training session on blockchain technology to many corporate employees. He is having lifetime membership with professional bodies like ISTA and CSI. He has done the various professional certification courses. It's a great privilege to have such wonderful personality with us today. We feel honored by your presence, sir. On behalf of VCET and Department of Computer Science and Engineering, we once again welcome you, sir. Now let us invite our resource person, Mr. T. Ramkumar, sir, to take over the session.
Thank you, Nitya, ma'am, and CSC department, and as well as the Wellar College of Engineering. Uh, it's a great privilege for me to give me a wonderful opportunity to give the session for you teaching fraternity. Right. We will start the session. Yeah, my screen is visible, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Right, ma'am. Thank you. Now, so first of all, I will start with a public blockchain um, or a private blockchain. So whether we have to go for each and every time, shall we have to take the either public blockchain or private blockchain? Means that no, certainly not. Why? Because in the real time scenario, everybody right now, they are searching for a whenever a new technology comes into the picture, everybody is mad about the technology, and they use it to try for deploying the blockchain or deploying the new latest technology into the corporate sector. But the, the blockchain is not that type of criteria. Why? Because it is having a separate features. Because of that reason, we cannot deploy for every project. We cannot use a blockchain technology. That is the issue with the blockchain majorly. Now, whenever I am concerning about that point, what I want to tell you is that maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, your students may give that. Okay, sir, ma'am, I am doing this project, or sir, I am doing this project, like that way. They may like ask you regarding that blockchain projects. So where we can have the blockchain project where it is not required, that we are going to like segregate the things. So in order to explain that one, I have taken this a flowchart kind of thing. Now there I have visited as a 7 points by using, by getting the answers for these 7 questions, so that we can conclude that whether we require a blockchain technology for the current problem statement or not, that we can decide it. So so what I am doing here is that, so instead of reading all these things, what I will take some the criteria right now. So which it means that I'm going to talk about the health insurance. So I'm taking the health insurance company. So this health insurance company wants to use the blockchain. So now we will take this scenario for a health insurance problem statement, whether we can deploy the blockchain or not, that we will see it. Now, if I'm talking with respect to the health insurance, first of all, let I will find out the various actors involved in the insurance company, health insurance company. I'm talking about the health insurance company right now. Health insurance agency right now, whatever it may be, that one right now. So agency is involved, and doctors are involved, and hospitals are involved, and what we call say diagnostic centers are involved, and customers, we all are customers right now. Customers are involved. Like this way we can take it as a right. There must be an agency, and doctors are involved in this health insurance company, hospitals involved, diagnostic centers are involved, and the customers, we all are customers, right? So customers are involved. So these all persons involved, so that these all are the actors for health insurance company, right? So by considering this one, we will ask one by one question, that whether it is possible or not for this particular application, that we will see it. So in that scenario, the first question is that need for a common shared common database, which it means that whenever I'm having the all these actors, will they all these persons are sharing a common database, a shared common database? So answer for this question is we require yes, right now. So these all going to be sharing a common database. Because of that reason, so the answer for this question is yes. So answer for this question is yes, right? And multiple parties are involved. Yes, we already have observed that there are multiple parties are involved, like doctors and diagnostic centers, or what we call as a health insurance agency, customers. So a lot of people are involved, right? So that for this question, answer is also yes. Now, parties involved have conflict incentives or not trusted. Will they trust each other? In our in our example, now will the agency trust hospitals? No, right now the straight answer is no. They are not going to trust each other, right? If the agencies are trusting the hospitals, then no need of verification and all these things, right now. So whenever a customer wants to join in the hospital, they are going to directly admit that person. But what happens, they are giving some rules and regulations, so they have to verify it, then only they will confirm it. Like this way they are doing it, right? So which it means that the parties are not trusting each other. So that is the criteria, right? So for this question also, they are not trusting each other. So for this question also, our answer is yes. No, rules governing participants are uniform. So rules for all the participants are uniform, right? Suppose I'm taking the hospitals, like a hospital A is there, a hospital B is there, hospital C is there. So agency is giving the hospital A as a one preference, hospital B is a one preference, and hospital C is a one preference. They won't give like this way, right now. So the whatever the rules are there, the rules for all the things, whatever the participants are there, for all these participants, the rules are uniform only. We are not at all changing the rules right now. So for that also, our answer is yes. Now, need for an objective of immutable log, what does it mean? Which it means that whatever the data we entered into the blockchain, then that should not be changed. Right now we can't change it, so that's what we call as an immutable log. So will it require an immutable log? Yes. Why? Because suppose now I'm the customer. Suppose I'm the customer. Now I have joined in the month of March in 2020, right? And again, if I'm able to delete that one, I will delete all this data from the database, and I will join again in the December, and I will claim same. Right now, it's possible. Right now, so if I'm able to delete the data which is there in the database, then it is possible for me. Right now, whatever the traditional database we are using it, by using that one we can easily delete the data. Yes, we know that. I think so that in the early classes, you might be heard about that. When you are comparing with the database, what is the advantage of the blockchain? By using the blockchain, you cannot modify or delete the data, right? This is not possible in the when you are using the blockchain. So that you are going to achieve when you are talking about what we call as a immutable log for the blockchain. So in our health insurance sector, when I am considering it, yes, we require an immutable log. So because of that reason, the question answer for this question is also yes. Now, rules of transactions do not change frequently. I am talking about the frequently. Now, how we can see this answer means that suppose if I'm having a customer, right? So the customer is paying suppose 10,000 per annum for his family health insurance. Now, again, they are asking in the next year, they are asking that, okay, you have to pay 11,000. On the next year, they are asking that you have to pay 13,000. This should not be happened right now. So the rules, whatever the rules they have framed it, it should be a common thing. Right now, yes, there might be a possibility because of that reason only they should not change the rules frequently. I'm talking about right now, so they can change the rules but it should not be a frequent kind of thing right now. So in that case I'm talking about, so that we are not changing the rules frequently. So for answer for this question is also yes. So by giving the answer for all these questions like kind of yes, then i can I can go with the blockchain. There is no issue at all, right? Somebody is not required that immutable log for any particular project, then not required. They don't no need to use that blockchain. Otherwise, if they want to store immense data, like huge data, terabytes of data, for that no need to use the blockchain. So in the terabytes of data also they can use the blockchain. How means that the whatever the information is needed to give the security or immutable log, that data I can keep it in a blockchain, and the remaining data you can maintain in the off chain. We call it as an on chain and off chain, which it means that so you are merging the two scenarios. Whenever you want to store a huge data in the blockchain, then the blockchain, I think so that you know about that point. So by using the blockchain you cannot store huge data like a terabytes of data. Yes, right now you can use some provision to store some more data by using the some other tools are there. By using that one you can store it by using IPFS, interplanetary file system. By using that one you can store some data, but in the realistic scenario, if I'm talking about the blockchain in the layman words, then you cannot store much data. Right now only a few data you can store it, a little bit of data which you require for the data is a security right now. So if I want to store terabytes of data, then if I want to store large image files or something like that way, then not required, blockchain is not required. So there you can follow the off and online, on chain and off chain kind of thing that we can do it. Okay, that's a different story now. So all these questions, for all these 6 questions, our answer is yes, so that I can implement the blockchain. There is no issue at all. Now, now, so whether you require a public or a private. Yes, yesterday we have discussed about that what is a public blockchain and what is a private blockchain, right? So in the suppose if I want any data which I want to show it to the public, which it means that in our insurance company, if they want to show it into the public customers, then that means so customers also allowed to see the data, then they can deploy this project in the public, right? And if they don't want to show it to the public, then what they will do, they will deploy up to this point only as a private blockchain. So that is also possible. So if they want to include for all the persons publicly available, then they can go with the public blockchain. Otherwise they don't want to go for the public ones, then we can go with the private blockchain is possible. Now, still, what are the different areas where we cannot use the blockchain? Means that I had a discussion with the US people one time. They required a project on the what we call as a in the blockchain for their insurance company. Now in India we are just now we are habituated to do the insurance for all the things right now. So previously in US, but it's not the criteria like that way. For everything they will do the insurance, right? So their insurance market is very huge right now. So they want to do that insurance. For an insurance company, they asked me to develop the project, but I said no. Why? Because for each hour, thousands of transactions are happening, and they are precisely. They told me that they want to use the Ethereum. By using the Ethereum only, they want to deploy it. I think so. That this is the discussion maybe 1.5 years back. So the speed of the Ethereum to confirm the transaction is very slow. What they asked me is more than that. So I said that okay, by using that Ethereum, we cannot deploy those money transactions per hour. So it is not possible. So I said that it is not at all feasible to use in your particular scenario. That also we have to observe it, right? And moreover, all of our government, or even I think so that Tamil Nadu government also announces that they want to use the public blockchain technology for the land registrations, right now. So is it okay? Is it good? Means that we had a discussion with an IIT professor at one time regarding the land registration concept. We asked the question that okay, every government is telling that land registrations. We discussed with the economic professor, which is having the expertise in the blockchain too, right? We had discussion with him. So he told me that. He told us that like so if they want to deploy the land registration, whatever the scenario right now in the market, if they want to deploy the same thing into the blockchain, then it won't give any good result. Because now suppose one land is there, this land actual owner is Kadir sir. Suppose Kadir sir is there, I think so that, that I'm using his name right now. So Kadir sir, and so I'm also having the same certificates, and Kyle William also is having the same certificate, right? It is possible in India, right? So, but the actual owner is Kadir sir. Suppose now at this time, suppose if I went to the officer, those who are entering the data into the blockchain. So I went first, then Kadir. Then what happens? My data is going to be entered into the blockchain, which is not correct. So what I am doing it by using the blockchain, incorrect data I am pushing into the blockchain. So which is wrong, right now? So the land registrations we can deploy it in the blockchain arena, but the problem with this one is that so if they are deploying into the blockchain, in the same situation, the problem will come because of what we call as the wrongly data is going to be entered into the blockchain. That is the problem. So we cannot correct it. We know that we once the data is entered into the blockchain, you cannot correct it right now. So that is the problem with the land registrations. I think so that you might be heard about Dubai government announced all their public services, all their public services they want to deploy in the blockchain. What does it mean? Maybe the date of birth, death certificate, or land registrations, any type of public services, whatever it is there, those all things they want to use the blockchain. Right? That is a good move right now. So they're protecting their data, and they cannot. Why? Because now even I can get the cash certificate, I can get the income certificate right now. Anything whatever I require it, I can get it in India right now. So if I'm using for all these public services in the block for what we call as by using the blockchain, for all the public services applications, then definitely it will give you a good result. But whatever the wrong data is there, that should be like cleared first. So we cannot clear it right now. For the land registrations, it is not at all possible to solve all the cases right now. We know that the civil cases will be taken the years of years situations right now. Right, even it's a 20 years or 30 years also, it won't be solved, right? That we know that, right? So it is a typical situation when they want to deploy a blockchain kind of thing for a land registrations. Maybe the governments, what they might be thinking is that from the current scenario onwards, whatever the land registrations are happening, it that they want to push the data into the blockchain. Okay, that's also a valid point. That's good. So from this time onwards, whatever the registrations are happening, it that they are doing through the blockchain. Yes, that's a good thing. No issues, right? So it will be continuous process for the future, right? So that's it. So that just I want to give that quick idea about the where we have to use the blockchain, where we cannot use the blockchain. That I want to give it in the for your notice about the blockchain, right? Now that I will start with the solidity. Now, so as we discussed earlier that so we have a public blockchain called as an Ethereum. So Ethereum is a public blockchain network, right? So on this you can write a program, right? That is what we call as a smart contract by using the language called as a Solidity. Yesterday we have discussed that yes, I can write because Ethereum is a what we call as a complete Turing complete machine. Because of that reason, you can write your own program and deploy it by using the Ethereum blockchain network. Right now, so in today's two sessions, we are going to get that end-to-end solution, how we can develop an end-to-end solution by using the Ethereum blockchain network. That is our agenda right now. Now, to start that one, what I'm doing here is that first of all, I'm going to talk about the Solidity language. So in the morning session, I'm going to talk about the Solidity language. In the afternoon session, yes, we can do the practical also. You can execute the program along with me right now, those who are having the laptops with you, right? So that we can do it. No need to install any software or nothing like that way. For today's morning session, afternoon session, we have to deploy something, we have to use something, right? Now, so to write the Solidity program, so whatever the program we are writing it on the top of blockchain, we called as a smart contract. Why we called as a smart contract. A contract means that it's an agreement between the several number of parties, right now. So in the suppose in the blockchain, whatever the application I am developing it for the like a one is a insurance agency, second is the doctors, third is a hospitals, and fourth is a diagnostic centers. For all these four, I am deploying a blockchain, right now. So whatever the program I'm writing it, that is a contract agreement between all these four participants, right now. So because of that reason, it is called as a smart contract. Sir, why should we call it as a smart contract? I want to call it as a program. Yes, no problem, as you wish. It's a program only. But in the blockchain arena, we called it as a smart contract. That's it. Whereas this is the scenario of the public blockchain arena. Suppose if I am talking about the hyperledger, in the hyperledger, the same thing we called it as a chain code, which it means that the several number of organizations are going to be connected with. We should not call it as organizations, we should call it as a nodes. The several nodes are connected by means of the network, and this is what we called as a chain. So in this chain, I am deploying some code. Based on this code rules, these nodes will be active. That is the criteria where we called as a chain code. So whether you call it as a chain code, whether you call it as a smart contract, nothing is difference is there. These all are programs only. Chain code, we are developing it for a hyperledger. We are using the Go language. Suppose if I am talking about the Ethereum, we are writing the Solidity smart contract. What we call as the Solidity smart contract. There also I am going to talk about the object-oriented programming. Solidity is an object-oriented programming. Right. Now, how to use it? So how I can deploy or how I can write the Solidity code. Anyway, we require, if it is Java, I have to install Java. If I want to use the C++, then I have to install the C++ compiler. If I want to work on the Python, then I have to install the Python. Right now, these all things should be there. Right now, for Solidity, there is two possibilities are there majorly. One is I can use an online editor. Directly they are providing some editor, right? By using that editor, we are doing that work. There is no issue at all, right now. So now, sir, if I'm writing it as an online, then it is the open, right now. So for that reason, in our companies, so whatever the the R&D work, what we are doing it, there we are using a truffle. So for truffle, the installation and all these process is there. So I'm not going to dig into this part, right? I'm going to consider this part. Right now, online editor, I'm directly using the online editor, so that no need to install anything here. Right now, directly we can write the program. Right, that is my major concern. So to write the Solidity, please open the what we call as a you open that in the Google. Please type it as a remix Ethereum. So it is a remix.ethereum.org. Right now, click this one. Right, this is the online editor which it has given to us directly to do the programs. Right, if you are also doing along with me, please, some of you also, at least those who are having the handy with your systems, then please do along with me, so that you will gain some knowledge by today itself. So anyway, programming we all are doing. Yeah, you all are professionals in that point of view, so that no problem for learning of the new language within a quick time. So majority of the concepts I am going to cover in this duration of time as much as possible, so that you can do along with me, so that you will get some handy of information, right? So now, first of all, this might be for you it's a smaller. Why? Because I'm writing the several number of programs, because of the reason I'm having a lengthy of things. So this is my editor for me, and if you are opening it, this area you might be having a little bit lesser programs than me, right? Default programs, whatever the programs you are seeing it, those are the default programs which is given by the online editor, right? Now, so this is the compiler version right now. So right now the compiler latest version is around 8.0, but right now I'm going to use 5.0. I'm going to use the 5.0. Why means that, so I have a comfortable with the 5.0 editor. I'm not digging or more number of things. I'm not going to discuss it, so that I'm comfortable and I can easily execute the 5.0. So that I'm selecting for this online editor compiler version. I have selected as a 5.0, right? And the next, auto compile, you please select it if it is not selected. Why? Because what does it mean? That suppose if I am writing a program, then whatever the code I am writing it here, then it will be like a, it has to be compiled right now. So if it is not selected after writing the program, every time I have to compile it to check the errors, right? Suppose if auto compile is there, then no need to compile it again. Automatically whenever you complete a line, then whatever the errors are there in that particular line, it will be displayed. There is no issue at all. So that is the beauty of the Solidity compiler, right? The next is that I'm going to the next tab. So till now I have explained this one, Solidity compiler, and next I have came to this place, right? Now, so the first point is the environment. Please make sure that your environment must be in the JavaScript VM, right? So there is an injected web3 or web3 provider. Right now I'm using only the JavaScript VM, which it means that this is my virtual machine. I'm taking it as a virtual machine, because of the reason here only I'm deploying my contract in the online itself. That is what we are telling about the JavaScript VM. Sir, why couldn't we take the opportunity of to use injected web3? Means that whenever I want to deploy my contract into the blockchain, right now I'm not deploying my contract in the blockchain right now. So whatever the program I'm writing it for my practice, that I'm deploying it here itself only. So by using the virtual machine here itself only, but I'm not deploying a blockchain network directly, right? So because of that reason, I'm using only the JavaScript VM. Sir, can't we use the injected web3? No, yes, we will use it. That we will discuss it in the afternoon session. Right now, afternoon session, we will deploy that directly, that program, whatever the program we are writing it, that program we will try to deploy it on the what we call as in the blockchain, Ethereum blockchain. Yes, that we will do it now. So, and the account, which it means that yesterday we have discussed about the EOA, externally owned account, right? So, so in order to represent that account in general program, whatever the program we are writing it, there is no restriction like this way, right now. Only so and so person has to do that work or something like that way, right now. That can be implemented. Like suppose if the bank application is there, suppose now the manager can do all the works, but suppose if it is a cashier is there, only the cash related issue only he can able to see, or he can able to do the work right now. So suppose if it is a manager can do all the works, whereas if it is a cashier can do only the sum of the works right now. So that is the difference between these two candidates, right? So to identify each and every person in the blockchain going to be associated with an address, that is must. So because of that reason, this account is going to be utilized, right? Now, so the value, the gas limit, yesterday we have discussed that one. This much of gas limit I have provided it, right now. So whatever the program you are writing it, that much of gas limit you are providing it, and the value, how much g or v you are provide your you want to give it for this gas limit, that only we are talking about, right? So this is the relationship between gas limit and value, right? Now, so where I have to write the program, these are the tabs, right? Now create a new file, click the new file, and already the file is going to be create with a .sol file. So C language, the file is going to be stored with a .c file, right now. In the same way, the sol file, solidity file is going to be stored with the extension name of sol, right now. So here I'm giving it as a uh, so I'm giving it as a velar one dot sol. I'm giving it right now. Click OK. Right, I have created it. Right now I can write the code here. So what I can write it here means that first of all I have to start in C language. How we are starting the program, we know that hash include stdio.h, right now. In the similarly here also we have to start with pragma solidity, right? I'm going to use a cap symbol. Right now I'm using it directly like 0.5.0 semicolon, right now. So this is the first line, 0.5.0. So to give the visualization, I can increase or decrease the size of the letters by clicking this one. I think so that now you are able to see this one, right? Now, so I can do this one, right? And then one more thing, what you can do it here is that this is the generally we are talking about the what we call as a, give me a sec. Yeah, చెప్తానండి, నేను చెప్తాను, బాయ్. Yeah, sorry. So so I can use the cap also, right? So whenever you are mentioning the pragma solidity, so there is a possibility of maintaining the three different ways. Suppose if I am writing it as a directly 0.5.0, so which it means that only you have to use this particular version only. If you are writing a program, a smart contract apart from this version, it is not going to be allowed. That is the problem, right? Now the next issue is that, next point is that, suppose if I'm using that cap 0.5.0, which it means that it is going to take it from the 0.5.0 to 0 less than 0.6.0. In between, whatever the thing is there, that will be accepted. Now there is a one more possibility is there, 0 greater than 0.4.0 and less than 0.7.0, something like that way, which it means that it is taking the 0.4.0 to 0.7.0, 0.7.0. Between this range, whatever the whatever the compiler you are selecting it, that is acceptable. There is no issue at all, right? So these are the possible ways to represent the version. There is no issue at all, right? So I will share after the class this document, so no issues. So right. So the next what I can do it here is that you can import some files. So we know that we can importing the files from the various places, that is also possible right now. So if I want to import some solidity file from the other solidity file, here is possible by using the import keyword. There is no issue at all. Now the comment lines, so we know that for every language there is a comment line right now. Here also we have a comment line. Here also we have a comment line. I can use the double slash for a single line comment. So I can use it, no problem. If I want to write it as a multi-line comment, I can use that as a star slash star. So this I can use it. Something I'm writing it so that this also possible. So the single line comment is a double slash, and the multi-line comment is slash star to star slash. It's a similar to C language, right? I think so that this part is similar to C language. The C language, this is not there, I think so, right? Huh? So here we have the two things for single line comments, double slash, and for the multi-line comments, slash star to star slash is possible. There is no issue at all, right? Now, that's the same thing here also. No issues. Now, how I can write the program means that after that I can write the contract. Okay, before that, so what are the different types of data types are available here means that fixed size data types are there, like a boolean is there, integer is there, address is there, byte 32 is there. Variable size types are there, bytes, string, array, mapping, right now. And then user defined data types are there, struct, enum. Right now, I think so that you know about the what is a fixed type and what is a variable type and what is a user defined type right now. So no need to explain those points. So in this one, majorly, I think so that you might be not heard about the terms like maybe the address and byte 32, here bytes and the mapping. I think so that remaining all things you are familiar with that other what we call as a other data types, right? So you are familiar with the remaining things. Now I'm going to talk about that. Sir, you are talking about all the what do you call the data types, but you have not discussed about the float. I have not at all seen that float data type, right? So the float data type is not at all. Still, they are working on it on the float data type. So still not yet confirmed yet. So this is the documentation which I have taken it from the Solidity website directly. Right now, Solidity documentation, you press it so that you will get it that point. So in that I have owned myself and I have created this document, nothing more than that right now. So this is the comment which they have given directly from the Solidity documentation. So it's not supported yet right now. So if it is supported, then they want to mention it as a fixed and you fixed, right? So no need to discuss about that point, right? So you can use that operators, various operators also, right? Those all things you know that, right? Now if I want to write a structure, we will talk about what is the structure. So every programming language, whenever we are talking about that one, then definitely we will call it as a structure, right? So anyway, we have started with a program with a pragma, solidity, and we have started with a 0.5.0, something like that way. Then next, whatever we are writing it, we are writing it as a contract. We have to write it as a contract. The contract name I have to give it as a, suppose I'm giving it as a sample. Whether you mention it as a small letters or capital letters or nothing is no problem, right? So sample and open braces and close braces, enough, right? It's similar to our what we call as a class, right now. So class name, open and closed, whatever you want to write it, you're writing it right now, the same. Right now here also the same. Right now whatever the variables you require it, you call it as a global variables, right? So the variables you require it, that you can define it here, and after that whatever the functions you want to declare it, you can write it as the functions here, no problem, right now. So that is the same structure here also. Now what I'm doing here is that I'm writing the similar program. Right? So I don't want to waste the time, so that I'm quickly copying and pasting it, so don't feel otherwise. So what I'm doing here is that I'm writing the contract simple, right? So I have written a contract simple. So in the contract simple, right? So in the contract simple, what I'm doing it, so I have written a function. I have not defined it right now. It's a variables, right? Directly I'm defining it as a functions directly, right? So I'm taking it as a contract simple. In that one, I have written as a uh, what we call as a arithmetic function, right? So in the arithmetic function, what I am doing it here is that I'm passing the two variables. One is a and second one is a b of the data type uint. So that integer you can refer it as a int or uint, which it means that integer which is having a which accepts the positive and negative values called as an integer. Unsigned int means that which accepts only the positive integers, right now. So I'm using that uint here, and underscore a. Why we are using the underscore means not required, but for every programming language there is a some notation how we have to use it. That is the notation what the industry will follow it. That is not the regulation by the like a language, but this is the regulation of the industry following regulations, right now. So that whatever the variables you are passing it to this function arithmetic, that you are going to, we know that these are the parameters right now. So the parameters you can represent it in a underscore a and I underscore b, which it means that I want to pass the two variables right now to the function. Right now I'm writing it as a public. These points I will discuss it in the later part. We know that public means that publicly available right now. So the public pure I will discuss it in the later part right now. Then we are writing it as a returns. We know that whenever you want to return some value, then you are going to mention the returns, right? Then you want to return as a uint sum and uint o underscore product, right? So that I have defined it right now. So within the function what I have written is that I have already passed that underscore a underscore b. I'm adding these two things and I'm placing it in the o underscore sum, and I'm writing it as a star b, and that I'm staring in the o underscore product. These two will be passed. Now this like this way I have written the program, no issues. Now I have to deploy it right now. So whenever you are deploying it, first you verify it that in which compiler is there and all these things, right? So I will check that auto compile whether how it will work. Now suppose if I am not pasting the semicolon here, right, then what happens? It's already shown me error, right? What is the error? So it is showing me the parser error expected semicolon, but it is talking you as a brackets right now. So it's showing me directly right now because I have already selected the auto compile. If it is not there, then automatically it won't show you anything. Then you have to compile it here. So this is not necessary right now. So if it is auto compile, then it's good for me, right? So now I'm executing this one. Right now, I'm in the next point. So please verify that whether you are in the JavaScript VM or not, and the address right now, which it means that whatever the account, whatever the program I'm executing it, that is executing by this account right now. So who is executing this contract means that, okay, this address is executing this contract. So that you remember this point. Why? Because in future we are going to talk about that one. Okay, gas limit, already we have given the sufficient gas limit, so that no need to talk about that point also. Now please observe carefully. Right, you click the deploy, you click the deploy, right, deployed. So how we can talk about this one is means that it's already ticked in the blue line that your contract was deployed right now. Now how to check that one right now? Now here I am having the deployed contracts. Below that one arrow mark is there right now. Click that one. Now go down. Then it is asking me that arithmetic right now. Now I have to give some values. Something I'm giving 14 comma suppose 7. I'm giving it. Now after giving the values, I have to click the arithmetic right now. So give the values first, then click the arithmetic. Now so directly it's shown me the values. 14 plus 7 is 21. 14 into 7 is 98. You got it right now. So this is the way you can deploy a contract right now. Please execute from your side. So if there is any problem, so that I can clarify your doubt, if you stuck in at any place or something like that way. Right. So I will pass this program directly to the chat box, so that directly you can copy it here, copy it in there in your browser, and you can deploy it directly. So that is good now. Right, I have sent that program, ma'am. Please execute from your side. Let me know that if you stuck at any place, so that you will be handy by end of this session. At least some of the programs you can execute it from your side. Just a minute. I will come back. Hello. Yeah. Executed. If you have any problems, then please let me know, so that we can resolve it here itself. Hello. Hello. Executed any? If you face any problem, please let me know so that we can resolve it. Hello.
Yes, sir, it's working, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So please, if there is any problem from your side, please let me know so that we can resolve it. Okay. So that we can write it now. So like this way we can do it for the any type of operation like that way, right? And then what I will do generally when we are writing a program, now I have written a program for two things at a same time, which it means that by using my program what I have done here is that I have sent the data to the blockchain. Some data I have sent to the blockchain, right? And I have get the return of the data. These two operations I have done by using a single function in our current program right now. But it should not be happened like this way. Why means that whenever we are writing a program, then obviously when we are writing a program in Ethereum, definitely whenever you want to store some data into the blockchain, it consumes the fee, it takes the fee. But whenever you want to take the data from the blockchain, then it won't take the fee. But in our previous example, whatever we have done it for the both the things, we have done a same we have used the same function. Because of that reason, it is going to take the gas for the both the operations, one for the storing the data into the blockchain and one for the retrieving the data from the blockchain. So for the entire code it consumes the fees, so which is not necessary for us right now. So what I will do, the good practice is that whenever you are writing a program, then for storing the data you have to write a separate function. For the retrieving the data from the blockchain, then we have to write a separate function. Because of that reason, when you are storing the data it consumes the fee. When you are retrieving the data, it won't consumes any fee. That is the a simple logic between these two things, right? So what I am doing here is that so what I am doing here is that, so right now, so the storing of the data we called as a setters, and getting the data from the blockchain, whatever the functions we are writing it, that is what we called as a getters. So if you want to store the data by using a function, that type of functions we called as a setters. And if you want to retrieve the data from the blockchain, that is called as a getters. So setters will consumes the gas, which consumes the fee, whereas the getters, it won't consumes any fee. So that is the difference between these two things, right? Now, so that is the scenario. So because of that reason, what I am going to do here is that the same type of program, what I am going to do it here is that I am going to take it is in the consideration of so I'm defining it in the both in the different manner. Right now, two different programs I am going to consider it, two different functions I am going to consider it. Now, So here what I am doing it, I have written a simple one program, right? Now here I'm talking about the uint sum. So there I have globally declared the variable called as a sum. We know that, right? So I have defined the sum. Then I have written a function which is having a function name. Right now I have passed the variables a comma b, right, and given the name as a public. Right now, so only the public, which it means that publicly available, that function, right, public. And in that one, whatever the values I am taking it, those two things I am adding it, and I am storing it in sum. Right now, since sum is an global variable, right now that's good. Now we have done it for, so which it means that I have written a set value function which is my a setter, right? So which consumes the gas. Now whereas I'm writing it as another function, I'm writing another function called as a get values, right? So now the public view returns, I'm writing it as a, why, because I have to see the output, because of that reason I'm using the view and publicly available right now. And I'm writing it as a returns, I'm writing it as a returns, which it is returning some value. What is the type of the returning value means that it's an integer type, right? So because of that reason I'm mentioning it as an uint. Right now directly I'm using that return sum. Enough, done. So we have done it. Now observe carefully, whenever you are doing the multiple times, then please check that this like deployed contracts, make it as an empty. See here in this box you have a recycle bin option is there. Click that one. Whenever you are deploying a new contract, please make sure that already deployed contracts, if any is there, then you make it as a clear, right? So if you clear that one, then you won't get any confusion that how many times that this program was deployed. And again, please check the compilers and all these things. If you set one time, then no need to change anything, so that you will be free in that part. So there is no issue at all. Anyway, gas and all these things was set. Now I am clicking deploy, right? Deployed successfully. So you can see here that my program was deployed successfully. There is no issue at all. Now where I have to see, I can see that this is my deployed contract. Click that one, right? Go down, right here you can see the set values. Right now, I can set the value, right? So I'm giving it as a 14 comma 8, right? Now then you have to click the arithmetic. Now successfully added. Right now, I'm clicking it as now I'm calling it as a get value function. By clicking this one, then your result is displayed. So usual scenario is it should be like this way. Whenever you want to write a contract, then it should be divided into the major part is like whatever the values you want to set into the blockchain, whatever the values you want to get it from the blockchain. So these two scenarios you have to write it, right? So I'm passing this program to you, right? Yeah, please do it from your side. I don't know that my why it is not coming to me. Mhm. Right, right. So please do it, this program also. Right. Similarly, I can do the strings also in the similar way. I can give the string variable. Mm, so that also we will see once, because a small twist is there here. So whenever you are talking about the, I'm taking the, just I'm reading the string by using a set value function, and I'm printing the same thing by using a get value function. Nothing more than that. But the thing should be observed is that whenever I'm declaring a public variable string, so that I'm using that string st, there is no problem is there. The st is a variable of type string. There is no issue at all. Now I'm writing it as a function set value. In this, this is my local variable, right? So whenever you are defining a local variable, so where this variable should be stored, why? Because in the solidity virtual machine, I have shown it to you, the virtual machine in the previous session, that there I have shown you that there is a two types of things are there: memory and storage. So storage, we know that the storage is a permanent and memory is a temporary, right? So whenever I am talking about the memory is a temporary, so this is a local variable, right? So and the taking the local variable value, and I am storing it in the global variable, which this string is a storage value right now. So this is a temporary variable. So we have to mention to the JavaScript virtual machine that okay, this is the underscore st is my local variable, and you have to store this value in the memory itself. Why? Because memory is temporary, right? So this is a temporary variable only, that I am informing it. So the local variables, whenever we are talking about the strings, especially it's represented for the strings, not for any other variables. So whenever you are talking about the strings, then it is going to be what we call as it should be a memory keyword should be there. Right now again, here also I'm defining it. Here also I'm using the memory only. So whenever you are considering about the local variable should be for strings, it should be mentioned as a memory. So please remember that point. Right. So I'm deploying the same contract now, this contract now. Now first of all, I'm deleting the earlier contract. So whenever you want to execute your contract, please make sure that the deployed contract should be null. So I'm deleting that one. Now I'm deploying it, since there is no error. Right now I'm giving the I'm checking the, I'm giving the values. So I'm giving something, something I have given it as a Kumar for LR, right? Then I have clicked that set. Wow, something was happened. Let I will give it. So whenever you are talking about the string should be mentioned in the double quotes, right? Kumar for, right, done. Now I'm checking the value, set value. Now you got it as a Kumar for LR. It's possible, right? So whatever the string I'm giving it, just I want to give it as that memory kind of thing here. Now one more thing I want to specify it. Sir, how many contracts I can write it here means that I can write multiple contracts here. Now I'm writing the same contract here, no problem. But the same names are there right now. The contract simple is also having the repeated twice. Now I'm giving the, this is name is a simple one. So now I'm having the two contracts on the same place. Right now, no problem. You can write in this area n number of contracts. There is no issue at all. But the thing is that which contract you have to select it, that you can select it here in this contract area, right? So here I'm having a simple, and here also I'm having the simple one. Which one you want to select it? So that is up to you, right? So I want to select the simple one, or I want to select simple, is my wish right now. So So the takeaway of this point is that you can write in this same scenario, in same screen, you can write the multiple contracts. There is no issue at all. But which program, which smart contract you want to deploy it, that you have to select it here. So that is the point, right? So I'm deleting all this stuff. Now, so we know about the constructors, right? The same thing I'm going to talk about in the here, right? So default, I'm taking the majorly I'm going to display the constructors in the two different variations. One by taking the integer values, and second thing by taking the address value. Why? Because we have not yet discussed about the address, right? So I'm going to take that address also, right? What I'm doing here is that, so contract, I'm taking the inbox right now. So I'm giving it as a name as a contract inbox, right? So I have taken as a uint. Yeah, if you want to display it in the A is in the public, or if you don't want to display it in the public, then no need that you delete it. So int uint A, I have defined it. Now I have defined a constructor. So whenever your contract was compiled and when you run this one, automatically the A value will be initialized to 20. That you know that. No? How you have to define the constructor means that you have to use the constructor keyword followed by open braces and closure braces. Then you have to write it as a public and curly braces, whatever the value you want to assign it for the A. So that I have assigned it, and curly braces, enough. Right now, then what I'm doing here is that I'm writing it as a function. This is the constructor work is over. Right now, after that, what I'm doing here is that I want to get the value. Right now, by using the get value function, I'm deploying, displaying it the value of A. Right, I'm using the function keyword followed by get values, right, and public view returns, I'm returning it called as an uint, right, and return A. That's good. So if I'm clicking this get value, then I can see that the value of A is 20 right now. Now I can change the value right now. So since it is a uint, A is a public variable, so global variable, sorry I can reassign the value right now. I can reutilize the value right now. So for that reason, what I'm doing here is that I'm using the function set values. Right now I'm setting the value for A. Right now I'm passing something and public, and A value I'm setting it. Now if you again you use the get value, then the new value will be displayed. So that is also possible, right? Now, so I'm executing the contract, right? Now make sure that your deployed contracts is no deployed contracts. Now deployed is deployed successfully. Now click this one. Now come down. First of all, I'm clicking the get value. Why? Because already it was initialized as 20 right now. So that I'm clicking that one. Yes, 20 was displayed. Right now, get value I have clicked. Now I want to set the value. Suppose I'm giving it as a 55. Right now I'm setting the value. Click that one. Yes, it was set. Now if you click the get value, then you will get it as a 55, right? So no issues, so that you can get like this way. So that is about the constructor for a normal variables. Now what we will do, we haven't discussed about the address data type, right? So I will specify the address data types here by using the constructor, how we can understand the constructor right now. So that we will see, right? In general, whenever we are talking about the address, what is the meaning address and a? So address, meaning of address is that you are storing the address who executing the contract, right? That only I'm taking it into consideration. Right. So what I want to tell here is that I'm using a constructor, right? Called as a for this program. Now I have defined an variable called as a owner of data type address. Now what happens? Where is the address? Address means that now this is the address right now. This is the address, right? So suppose I'm copying this address. I'm copying this address copied. I'm pasting it in the notepad. So this is my address, which it means that now this is my address. Yesterday also we have discussed that every EOA, externally owned account, having the address right now. So now by using this address, I am deploying this contract right now. By using this address, I am deploying this contract. So whenever you deploy this contract, so constructor should be execute right now. So what it is there, I'm talking about message dot sender, which it means that a message dot sender, so message dot sender holds address of uh, address of uh, address who executed that contract, address who executed that contract. Or second point is also there, who invoked particular function. So this point I will talk in the later part, but our consideration right now, a message dot sender holds the address who executed this contract, this particular country who is executing that contract. That address will be holded by message dot sender, right? Now, so that now who is executing this contract? 583, right? So that so I'm reading this address usually from this time onwards. Whenever I want to read this address, now this I won't read it, these three letters I will read it. This is a 5b3 right now. Whenever I want to read the address in the particular scenario, then I used to read the after 0x, whatever the three letters are there, that three letters I use it to read right now. So that the message dot sender, since I'm executing with 5b3, so the message dot sender having this 5b3 address right now that will be assigned to owner. Why? Because owner is an the type data type which is of the address type right now, so that it can handle that address, right? So there is no issue at all now. So that's about the constructor. Whereas if I'm talking about the uh, get function, right? So I'm writing it as a get public view returns address, that we know that how to write that right now. So just I want to return the owner, which it means that who is the owner is 5b3, so that we will get it right now. So I want to execute that contract. First of all, any deployed contract is there, just I'm clearing it. Yes, there is no deployed contract is there. Now I am deploying this contract. So deploy is deployed now. So what happens? Who executed? 5b3 executed. So that if the 5b3 is assigned to the owner, and the same value I am returning it to the by using the get function right now. Now I will check this one, right? So I'm clicking the get, so that you got it as a 5b3, as it's good, right? Now I will deploy it once again with the other contract, other address. Now it is a 5b3 right now. So what I will do, I will change it as the 787, right now it's a 0x787, so that now the address which is held by 7 by message dot sender is 787. Why? Because I'm executing this contract by using the address of this 787, so that I'm deploying it now. Deployed. Now I'm checking this one. Come down. Now if I click the get, then what you will get it as? You will get it as a 787 right now. So this address you got it now. That's good part. Now, so this is the way we can solve it. Anyway, so I will share this document by the end of this evening to Kayalveli ma'am, so that I'm not passing regularly. What is my scenario is that I used to interact with the faculty members, so that whatever they have the doubt, and they used to ask me. These all things are happening. Anyway, so because of the time constraint, or maybe your unavailability of the laptop or something like that way, so I'm quickly rushing up, not giving the time for you to do these programs. But anyway, you feel free whenever you require any support from my side to get the knowledge on these particular points at any time, no issues. And the second thing is that yeah, I will share this document so that you can try it for yourself to gain some knowledge, right, Nini? Yeah, thank you. Next, yeah, what I'm doing here is that, yeah, we had discussed about the constructors. The next is the a crucial point is that modifier, right? So modifier is the one of the key aspect in the solidity concepts. So what does this mean? Right, modifier means that I will take a scenario, right? HOD ma'am is there right now. For one person, she assigned duties of attendance, right? For one person, she has given the duties of uh, like marks, something like that way, right now. Now, suppose the attendance is looking after by Kayal William, right? Marks is seeing by Kadir sir, suppose, right? Now, now, my thing is that now it is assigned to Kyle Will ma'am, and as well as the marks duty is assigned to the Kadir sir, right now. Now, if I want to like it, this attendance part only can do by Kyle Will ma'am, no other person. Suppose if some other person is there, some XYZ, can he able to do this work? No. Why? Because he's not authorized to do this work, right now. So that we can restrict that type of scenario, we can restrict by using a modifier. That is the thing, simple, right now. Who has to do that one? Who is having the permissions to do this activity? Only that person can do this activity. So no other person is allowed to do that activity. That is the scenario what we have in the modifier, right? So the same example I'm going to take into the consideration. I will directly take a simple example here. So why the error is coming and all these things, please observe carefully, right? Why? Because you can understand it very easily. Here I am having the string. Whenever you have a string, so that you have to use the memory. Right now, here also I am having the string, so that I have to use memory. That's it. There is no error right now. Now, let will discuss it. So what my function is here is that I have written a uint name. I want to enter it as a age and name details right now. So now uint age I have taken it, and string I have taken it as a name, and address I am stating it as an address. Right? Please observe carefully, sir. This is the key point. This is the key point. So I have taken like this way. Now what I am doing here is that, right, what I am doing here is that I have taken the constructor to store the address. Right now, suppose we know that, right? So here, first of all, I am going to execute this contract by using 5b3. Right now, so the owner holds the address of 5b3. Right now, right, that we have seen in the previous program also. Right now, this part I will explain it to you later part. Now, first of all, we'll close that whatever we know earlier. Right now, I want to get the function. Right, I have used the get function. Public view returns uint string memory uint and memory, which means that I want to return the age and name. So whatever the values are there, which I am giving it here by using the put function, that I want to display it. Right, in the put function, what I have written it here is that I have written a function put. So I'm entering that age and name, so that will be stored here. Now here public, we know that now there is a new keyword called as an only owner. Now this only owner is my modifier right now. So which it means that whenever you are giving some value and you are clicking this put function, then it will check that, okay, there is a modifier is there with the name called as a only owner. So where is the only owner? This is the only owner. Now it will go that point. Right now your condition, whatever the condition you have mentioned is the only owner, it should be satisfied. If it is not satisfied, then you are not eligible to activate or to call this function. Right now, what I am doing here is that I have written this modifier means that a modifier can be written by using a modifier keyword followed by modifier name. Within a brackets, I have to write it as a require keyword as a require, which it means that it should be required, which it means that whatever the condition you are mentioning it here, that condition should be satisfied, and every modifier end with a underscore semicolon. Right now, sir, every modifier is going to be end with a underscore semicolon. Right, so that we have done it here. Right, so whenever you call a put function, then it will set the only owner. So here we got it, we came here. So message dot sender. Now who is the message dot sender? Now who invoked this function? Who is the method message dot sender? Now means that who invoked this function, that is the that address will holds the message dot sender. Who is the owner is that 5b3. Why? Because he deployed the contract. That only I have mentioned previously that modifier, when I written it as a what we call as a address, sorry, constructor, when I'm writing it as a, when the address variable, with respect to the address variable, it holds the address of message dot sender. I'm talking about message sender holds the address of who executed the contract, and like deployed the contract, and as well as the who invoked the particular function. Right now, so that only we are talking about who invoked the particular function. So put function, who invoked that one, whether it is called by Kyle ma'am or it is called by XYZ. Based on that thing, it will be replied right now. So if it is a Kyle Valley ma'am, then it is possible. If it is a XYZ, then it is not possible right now, because this condition is not satisfied. Right now, let we will check it. So please observe this place also. I'm clearing it empty again. Why? Because there you will get some error message this time. Right now, so deployed contracts. No deployed contracts are there. Now please observe carefully, sir. Now I'm deploying it the contract by using the 5b3. Right now, I'm deploying this contract by 5b3, which it means that when I deploy this contract by using the 5b3, which it means that the constructor automatically will invoke, right? So which it means that 5b3 is holded by message dot sender right now. That will be stored in owner right now. So owner part is over right now. So owner is now 5b3. This contract owner is 5b3. So only he is eligible to call this put function. Only he is eligible to call this put function. None other than the 5b3 is allowed. Right now, I'm deploying it. Deployed now. Right now, you have a put function and as well as the get function. That's good. Now what I'm doing here is that now I'm changing the address. Who is there now? 5b3 right now. Now I'm going to the 787 right now. Who is 787? He's a different person right now. Now I'm giving the values. Now what I'm giving is 101 comma, right? I'm giving it as a Kumar, right? That's good. Right now I'm calling this function. Who is invoking this function? 787, not 5b3 right now. But our rule is that only owner. Right now it will check this only owner. Now message dot sender will have, whenever I click this put function, message dot sender will have 787 and owner is 5b3. These two are not equal, so that it won't accept you to put the value. Right now, let we will check. Let we will check. Now I have called the put. Now it was an error. Right now, see here the transaction to function 1 put errored, VM revert, VM error revert, which it means that it is not allowed me to do that change, to enter that value, to invoke that function. Why means that who invoked that function? The function invoked by 787, but who has to invoke? 5b3. That only we have written in the modifier. Now I am changing to 5b3. Right, I have changed to 5b3. Now by using the account 5b3, now I'm calling the same thing. I have given the data. Now I'm going to call the same thing. Now first of all I will clear the previous empty things here. Right now I'm calling with this one. Now clicked. Now it's no error, it's successful. Now if you get the value, then it is good. You got the value, because now who invoked the function? 5b3 only. Because of that reason, it is allowed us to write that one. There is no issue at all. Right? So please, sir, this is very much important topic in the what we call as a in the solidity concept. Why? Because every time we are going to restrict so and so person to not to access the data and all these things. Because of that reason, this is very crucial point. Right? I hope so that you understood this point. Right? So structures, you know very well about the structures, right? So anyway, I'm going to take an example of a structure. So at least you can observe the syntactical differences, not more than that right now. I think so that you have observed so far that only the syntactical differences from your existing knowledge to the solidity contracts, right? So here also I'm doing the same thing. There is no much differences, only the syntactical differences. Right. So I have taken this structure. Right now I have taken it as a contract as an example. I have taken a structure called as my data. There I have taken it as a number, name, and sal. right? That I have defined as a structure. Right now, the structured object I have defined as a my data, like in data, right? So data, I have taken as a variable. Right now, I have defined a constructor. Right now, the constructor, how I can access the constructor by using this constructor, structured variables, means that I can access like a data dot number and data dot name and data dot cell, same as C++, I think so, right? So there is no difference, right? That is also possible. So I have initialized the values, right? Then I'm using the function sam. So suppose samples, what I mean it is right now. So I'm returning the values. That's it. Right now, it's a simple thing. Now I'm executing it. This contract deployed. Right. That I will check it. Right now, it's already initialized. Right now, data dot number is 9 and the data dot name is ram and data dot cell is 5000, like this way. It was already initialized, right? Now I'm clicking that one. Now you got it the same values. There is no issue at all, right? This is also possible, right? So the next I'm going to concentrate on the enumeration. So you all are very good at this enumeration also, but even though I want to give some a small example. uh, Directly I'm taking the example for a real-time application scenario. Right. So what I have done here is that, so we know that about the enumeration right now. So I have taken the enum. I have given the enumeration here. How I can define it? Enum is a keyword, and enumeration name I have given it as a action choice. By the way, this is the program for automated car. Right now, this is the program related to the automated car. Right. Action choices. I have given the name as an action choices. There I have given it as a go left, go right, go straight, and sit still. Right now, I have taken the four options. So I think so that wherever we have an enumeration, things are there. That is also will be do like a what we call as a uh, it's in the like 0 1 2, like that way it will take right now. So here also it is going to take it as a 0 1 2 something like that way only here also. So it is internally it will take it as a go left as a 0 and go right as a 1 and go straight as a 2, like that way it will consider it inside the system, right? So and then mm, right. So and then I have defined as an enumeration variable called as a choice. Right now I have taken it as an action choice as a constant. As a default action choice, I have taken it as a ghost right. Why? Because if I'm not taking anything, then my automated core will go straight, right? So I'm taking it as in the ghost right manner. Right now, from that time onwards, so I'm talking about the various functionalities. What the functions I can tell it means that I have taken it as a function set go straight. So there I have assigned choice is equal to action choices dot go straight. Right now I'm calling that one. Right now for the same thing I'm talking about the go left. right now. And the same thing for I'm talking about the go right and sit still, right now. So these are the four functions for the four directions I'm talking about, right? So whether going forward, the go straight or left, right, or stay, right now. For these four operations I have given this message. Right now, next I'm giving it as a function get choice, right now. So what is your choice? I want to know that one, right now. So that for that reason I have given it as a get choice, right now. And I have given it as a function default choice. So what is the default choice? We know that it's a ghost right now. So like this way I have given this program. Right now I'm executing it. First of all, I have to clear that the empty things. Here also I will clear it. Now I'm deploying this contract. Not deployed. Now I'm going down, right? So first of all, what I will see is the get default choice. What is the default choice here? 2. What is the 2? 2 is my ghost right now. So this is the 0, this is the 1, this is the 2, right? That only we are talking about right now. So in the what we call as a uh, in enumerations, then it will take it as in the whatever the values you are mentioning it in the outside the world, but internally when it is considering it, it takes from right from the 0, right? So it has given to you as a 0, sorry, 2, right now. Now now I want to set it as a go left. You have set the go left, you got some value, right now. So let I will check it is what is that get default set get choice. What is the choice is that you have selected the go left, which it means that it will give 0, right now. You are getting the 0. Now you want to talk about sit still, suppose. So which is a what we call as a uh, 3, right now. So now get choice, I'm getting it, it's a 3. Right now I'm talking about the again go right, right now. Now I'm getting the good get choice. Then you're getting that okay, you are 1. Why? Because I'm talking about the go right, right now. Like this way, whatever the various things are there, that you can call it and you can invoke it, there is no issue at all, right? So here I'm stopping the class here. The remaining things we will discuss it in the evening time. And after that we will talk about the end-to-end solution, how we can deploy it. If the systems are handy with you, so that you can deploy the MetaMask is possible. Otherwise I will tell you right how to deploy it. If there is any problem for your side, then I can give it in the session also. There is no issue at all, right? So ma'am,
Okay, sir. Shall we wind up the session, sir?
maybe if they have any questions,
Okay, sir.
so they can.
Okay, participants, if you are having any queries, kindly post it in the chat box or unmute and ask. No, so no questions from participants.
Right, ma'am. Shall we wind off?
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
thank you, sir. Really, this session was valuable. So, we will meet again at 1:30, sir.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Uh,
Thank you.
uh,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, participants.
Thank you, sir. So, by 1:30, we will meet again for the afternoon session. Thank you.